All right, in this lesson, we're just going to be doing a quick review of blues chords. So got a request for some newer blues chords, and I think we've kind of covered all these, but I thought a lesson of just covering all the different options you have when playing a blues chord progression would be good. Okay, so let's start with the basic. We're going to use the key of G for this. So our 1, 4, 5 chords are G, C, and D. The 1 being G, the 4 being C, and the 5 being D. So we have our basic dominant 7 chord, bar chord, just like this. Play a major bar chord, take your pinky off. That gives you a dominant 7 chord. And you can play that here. And then when you go to the C, you can either play it up here like this. And for the 5, the same on D. Or you could play the dominant 7 bar chord here with the root on the A string. So really kind of happy sounding chord. So that's, you know, if you're not familiar with this, you're barring from the A string down, and you got 5th fret, D string, 5th fret, B string. And you can move that up to D as well. Okay, so those are the basic ones. Okay, so that's an example of that. Now, on this chord, when you're playing with the root on the E string, the dominant 7 chord, you can always add your pinky here, right here on the 6th fret of the B string. Okay? You're adding the flat 7 there again. This note. You're just kind of doubling it up, playing it in a higher register. And you can make little lines. You can kind of move your pinky around here from the flat 7 to the 6 and make little melodic lines within your chord playing, okay? So you go flat 7, 6, 5, 6, and then go to your next chord, okay? So that's stuff you can do in there. Just as an example, okay? Another thing you can do out of this kind of chord shape is you can play just... Don't play the lower notes, especially if you're playing with an ensemble. You just bar from the D string down, and you hammer on your 3rd. So you can do. Now I'm just barring D, G, and B string there on the 5th fret. Okay, that's another thing you can do on the 1 chord or the 4 chord. 5 chord. That's another thing you can do. Then we got 9 chords. 9 chords sound great, a little darker sounding, a little jazzier sounding. So for a 9 chord with the root kind of on the E string, we're not going to play the root. We're going to play it like this. So we're skipping the root, okay? So for G, it'd be, pretend like, you know, if you played the full 9 chord, it'd be like this. But sometimes this low note, especially if you're playing with a band, it gets kind of muddy. So I don't play it. Just going to play the 3rd, the flat 7, the 9 there, and the 5th again, or in the 5th. So I'm barring the 2nd fret, A to B string, then I got 3rd fret on the D, 3rd fret on the B. And it always, with any chord, it always sounds good to slide into a chord. Like that. Okay, so you got, that's your G, that's your C, and that's your D if you use that shape. Okay, for a root on the A string, a 9 chord, 2nd fret, or 2nd finger, this is the C now. So this be our 4 chord in this key. Then 2nd fret with your 1st finger, and then you bar G, B, and E strings. Now, if you can't bar that, you can always play it like this and omit the open E. That's a 9 chord. Take your pinky off and just play those 3, then you just have a kind of a simple dominant 7 chord. Different shape yet. Now, from this 9 chord, if you're playing it like this, you can reach up here with your pinky and grab this. It adds the 13 on it. Really sounds jazzy. So we could do something like a 1, 2. Okay, so there's an example of that. What else we got? You can take a variation of any of these chords. You don't have to play the whole chord. You can break it up into smaller bits, like this 9 chord here. Okay, you could just play these and go. So if we were in G and we're starting out, then you go to the C. You slide up a whole step and back. Back to the C. Okay, so there's an example. Another thing you can do. You can also take this 9 chord here based off the E, the low E, as the root, and just play this. So we got the flat 7 of G, so this is for our G chord, our 1 chord. Flat 7, 9, and 5. So it's basically a 9 chord. Okay, we're just omitting the lower 3rd that we were playing before. And you can slide that up a whole step. Then go up to C. D. That's a really cool lick, because what you're doing here is you're taking this 9 chord and when you slide it up a whole step, you're now making it a 6 chord. So you're sliding back and forth from a 9 chord, G9, to a G6. So the G6, if you look at it, there's our root G, there's our 3rd, and there's our 6. Okay? So we can, you know. Okay, so I'm just hitting like a power chord as the 1, 1. Or as the downbeat. Now if you're playing the bass player or something, you may not need to do that really. So there, that is a lot of stuff there to sink your teeth into. For different things you can do with blues chords. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I think that's pretty much, that gives you a lot to work with there. A lot of variety. You know, you can always do the shuffle thing too. You can mix all these up. So there you have it. I hope that opens up some doors, some creativity for you when you're playing your blues progressions with some different stuff to do rhythmically, different chords, different shapes. So there you have it. That's a blues chord review.